Okay, so we're live. It's 6 o'clock. Hello, Mexi. How are you? Good to see you. It's kind of early for me, but I just wanted to come on and give an update on some of the wacky weather going on in the uh, central part of this country here. So let me play my intro, and I'll be right back while I pull up some crap maps. Yeah, let's do this. Hope you're safe. Be right back. All right. So, hi, Marv. How are you? Marv's in the house. Hello, Dandy. How's everything going? I know it's early for me, but it is what it is. All right. So let's go right to this here. Give me a second. Hey, Charlotte. How's Charlotte doing? Let me share this really quick here. I got my third cup of coffee right there, so I should be good, but you never know. All right, so let's, while I pull up some maps, let me play this here. It'll probably be a little worse tomorrow, but it's pretty bad now. So let's go here.
National Weather Service Omaha tweeting this that Western Omaha residents seek.
So this was done about 25 minutes ago. I'll pull up some maps.
Shelter now. A tornado is moving into the Elkhorn area, and that's near where this video was captured there by Corey Gherkin near Lincoln, Nebraska and Elkhorn, Nebraska. Take a look at the size of that twister there. So a very, very massive storm system in the end of April, making its way kind of through this plain state, smack dab in the middle of the country. Fox Weather's still on this. Let's watch.
That is still on the ground. This video occurred a little bit more than an hour ago. It's courtesy of our exclusive Fox Weather storm tracker, Corey Gherkin. He watched this storm develop. We watched it with him in real time, develop, cross Interstate 80, which is the road that he's on right here. It's cycled. It's had various looks on Doppler radar and intensities. Right now, it looks every bit as strong as it ever has. A signature which looks more violent than what you're seeing on the screen.
Literally the last thing you want to see. This is a really good circulation here.
Screen right here when we watched in real time as this moved over the interstate, multiple reports of semis and unfortunately damage.
Yes, it's always good to see you, Charlotte. Like I said, I'm never, what time is it? 6 o'clock. So yeah, I just usually never on, but if there's something important like this, I'll try to cover it.
Let's get right to what's happening right now. There you go. That is the tornado emergency, which is still in effect. This was passing just west of Omaha. 15.
So this is bad when you see, threat, catastrophic. They obviously had spotters on the ground here, so they observed this rotation here. So
miles west of Omaha proper as the crow flies, which means some of the western communities, western suburbs impacted by this. We've showed you some of those communities as the well-defined debris signature moves through. This is eventually going to be crossing over into Iowa. There is the storm wrapped up right there. Brand new scan just came in. It still looks every bit as violent as it has over the last 20, 30 minutes. We're thinking that it may have jumped, but this has mostly been on the ground for the better portion of the last hour. That dot right there.
So let's give me a second here. Where the hell am I? I hope everybody's doing okay. All right, so this is a map of the continental United States. Here, you get a lot of shit going on. You got a high pressure over us here, which it's really nice out. I'm actually outside right now. It's isn't a cloud in the sky, but that's going to change over the next day or so because of this here. This is the area of interest right now, and this is all going to push east here over the next day or so, but it's being fed by this low pressure here, which is causing all of this moisture from the Gulf to just pour in here. And as it wraps around, it's going to create what they call a cool front here. And it's just going to keep, tomorrow's probably going to be a little bit worse than today is. But, all right, so let's go back to the other thing. It's that time of the year, you know, it's late April here.
Is the tornado itself. It's the radar scanning out and seeing debris, which shows up on Doppler radar as a huge target. These are maxed values in through here, right along County Road 38. This is drifting northeast, maybe just a little bit more north of northeast at this point, approaching Nebraska Route 133, eventually County Road 37. These communities here off to the west, everyone that just got that notification, I hope that you are in and have been in your tornado safety shelter. This is a look on Doppler radar that represents as dangerous storm as we've seen, not just in this severe weather season, but over the last several years. It's as large as we've seen lately. So just know that. That's a live picture from Omaha, Nebraska, courtesy of Vince.
All of these guys on the ground, these guys and girls, these storm chasers, they're awesome. You know, they're doing good work here, trying to get some of these. When you see catastrophic, that means get underground. That's not good. So I'm going to change out of here. I'm going to go. Hold on a second. Stop that. To a live. That was recorded there. So let's do this here. I think this is out of Texas here. Not sure.
Really watching for, but if you watch it, and you're not going to see a timestamp right here. Maybe we go back to regular radar, Jason. Sorry for the change up. That has the clock on it. If we do a 24-hour loop, I do want to show you. So the thunderstorms late last night that formed out south of Lubbock, as they started moving east, we had a cap in place. We talk about the cap all the time here in North Texas. Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus has done some incredibly good explainers on what the cap is and what it means for us. What it is, it's a layer of warm air aloft that prevents thunderstorms from developing. So where I'm getting with this is early this morning. See the thunderstorms? If we go slow, watch what see, this is where we expected thunderstorms to start erupting and becoming widespread just before daybreak. This is 5 a.m. Keep going. We'll get into like 6 o'clock. See what happened? By 7, let's get to 7. The cap shut everything down. Now, while that normally is good news, what it did was we didn't have stable air in place across North Texas. Now, all of a sudden, we have a fresh atmosphere in North Texas. We have a lot of instability. We still have wind shear. So as we start getting the sun up and we start getting later in the morning and into the early afternoon, look what happens. Thunderstorms start erupting and become very intense. And that, again, is because we had an untapped atmosphere across North Texas because those thunderstorms this morning didn't materialize because of the cap. Now what we've seen, a lot of heavy rain, severe thunderstorms late in the morning into the afternoon.
So this is just riding along this ridge here. All of this, you got two sides here. You got cool air here. Well, cool air here and warm air on this side. And it's just blending together here.
And now as we carry on into the evening, Chris?
Yeah, Jesse, we just checked with Encore, the outage map right now, showing about 5,500 outages across the area right now. Obviously, some of them are concentrated in some of those areas that Jesse has been showing you.
Let me change this here. Hold on. Let me change screens here. Go a little bit more north here.
Kind of the full forecast, and we'll talk about everything. We'll go into the weekend as well, and we'll track all these storms. So hang tight with me for 1 minute, and then we will track everything that's happening and what's going to happen this weekend.
Let me stop that. I'll go to a map here while there. Just finished doing who's hanging baskets. Sweet. Let me change this here. So this is out of Nebraska, I think, Omaha, and this is what you can expect today. Tomorrow is going to be the same kind of. So this is hail, almost hail up to 3-inch diameter here. Even if it's not a rotation, you could still get gusty winds up. They call them straight line winds. They're pretty devastating sometimes because they kind of move pretty quick. So up to about 60 miles, maybe even 70 miles an hour. Spot tornadoes. Anytime you have this stuff running through, you can get rotation. The flooding is not terrible. Probably not a lot of rain associated with these. The more rain, the better, because it'll start to cool off the system up aloft. When it rains, kind of upwells and it kind of kills the storms. So let's go back to this here. So that's if you're in this area here, you really need to pay attention to what's going on. Be help if you got a barometer somewhere in the house. All right, so let's stop this here.
Kaufman County, Ennis, the area around Waxahachie, all of those areas starting to see some outages again, about 5,500 right now. And again, we'll keep an eye on that. And Jesse, I think you mentioned that the warning is going to expire here in the next 40 to 50 seconds. Am I right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. In fact,
Okay.
if we could, Jason, let's zoom in to that tornado warned area in Canton, there in Van Zandt County, east of Canton right now. So that tornado warning should expire here within the next 30 seconds. So we can at least, I would love to wait till that is gone, just so we can say we have the clear in Van Zandt County. I know we're going to go to break here shortly, and we will do that. But again, parts of Van Zandt County, it's the eastern portion under that tornado warning here for the next 15 to 30 seconds. We will go to break here in just a second, but I think Izzy has some new information for us.
We've got some serious situation happening here in Grand Saline, Jesse. There is flooding in Grand Saline right now on Highway 80. There are accidents due to the storms, and dispatch just told me that there appears to be a power line that's on fire right now in Grand Saline.
So that again, that with not only the tornado threat, but the damaging wind threat, there it is.
Yeah, some of the damage from this is going to be pretty intense. The good news is it's happening during the day. Usually these things take place when it's dark.
Tornado warning has expired for Van Zandt County. We are going to go to break. WFAA News at 5 will continue shortly.
Telosa, Roddy, Jackson, Oakland, and Redland. A tornado watch remains in effect until 6 p.m. Central.
All right, let's take a look at another map here. Let's see here. I want to go to the water vapor because it tells everything here. So this is the infrared water vapor. This is the mid-level. So this is the Gulf of Mexico here, and you can see the difference here's the Gulf of Mexico. Here's Louisiana, Florida, and this is kind of just catching the tail end of this here. But you can see all this dry air to the west of this, and then all of this Gulf moisture here, which is feeding into this system here. It's just creating a kind of like a buffer zone here of just intense differences in air quality. You get dry air here, all of this moisture here, and you can see in here this embedded dark greens here. This is Texas here, Oklahoma. So this is Arkansas here. Once this starts to lift, you're going to see this push more east here. So let's go, hold on a second here. I want to go to the lower. So this is a little bit lower to the surface here. This is, so you can see, massive high pressure here on the East Coast here. And this is what's causing this boundary here. It's all of this moisture feeding into this system here. Just, right, so what I want to do here is go, give me a second here. Give me a second here. I don't think we're going to get anything from this, but we'll try it. See that there? That's the line here, right here. So everything to the west of this is okay. Everything to the east in this zone here is going to be a problem. All right, so let's go back to this here. It's going to be probably a little bit worse tomorrow, because temperatures will rise a little bit tomorrow during the day.
Central Daylight Time for North Central Texas. The National Weather Service in Fort.
Let me fast forward this.
Still scattered thunderstorms and a severe threat will continue from Hillsborough to Corsicana and Athens. I do believe by 9 or 10, we're wrapping things up. And the good news is overnight tonight, we are quiet. We're not expecting a stormy night tonight. The overnight stays mostly cloudy. When we get into early Saturday, we reprime the atmosphere for a chance of weather. So let's get into Saturday. This is 8 o'clock in the morning. Let's get into the late morning and afternoon. Watch out to the west. We'll see thunderstorms erupt yet again as we get into Saturday afternoon. This is 12 p.m. We get into the afternoon. Some of these scattered thunderstorms you're not showing on this particular model, but the atmosphere will be primed for the risk of severe weather as we go into the afternoon and evening. That's 7 p.m. Then late Saturday night into Sunday morning, we'll have another round of widespread thunderstorms moving into North Texas. This one looks to be overnight and mainly a damaging wind threat. That's 3 o'clock in the morning. There's 4. We get into 5.
Yeah, tomorrow's storms are going to be just as bad. So let's, I want to get out of this here and go to this next one here. I really appreciate everybody for coming in. This is what I do. Let's see here. I want to go to this one here. This is a little bit more north. Whoops.
Just northwest of Uniontown. Very strong rotation. I'm looking at a picture, and it's a very defined funnel cloud. It's still not on the ground. It did produce.
So you're getting these pop-up tornado warnings here. These are automatic, but once you start seeing the greens mesh with the reds and then yellows, that's usually when you're going to see a rotation.
It's a tornado with confirmed damage in northern parts of Wilson County. But right now we're looking, so you see where the red and the green come together. So you see the brighter green and then the red. So in between Bronson and Uniontown, that is where our rotation is. Here's even more evident here. Let me look at the correlation coefficients real quick. Yeah. So you see this area lowered.
See this, you know, they color these things in. These are the cloud tops here, and the higher the clouds, the redder the pigmentation. So you're gonna start seeing some of these yellows try to creep in. The green is good, but the yellow and the red is, you know, these are layers in the clouds here.
Reflectivity on the correlation coefficient, and then you got the higher reflectivity. So that's right where rotation is. So in between Moran and Uniontown. Let's take a look back here. We want to watch the cells that pushes toward Veneta. This guy is greatly weakening. Let's switch him back. This back guy is developing. Backside of Coffeeville.
It's probably going to weaken a little bit tonight, because once you start seeing the daylight turn into nighttime, you get what they call a normal cold front. So depending on how quickly the temperatures drop,
so the one moving in southern parts of Labette has weakened, which is good. We have one guy who's popping east of Fredonia. Of course, the monster supercell west of Fort Scott. And then this cell southwest of Veneta is strengthening a little bit. So I'm going to watch that. Another guy's going east of Tulsa. So a lot to watch. But again, we only have 2 or 3 more hours on this. Let me check the latest warnings.
all right, so let me check one more feed here, and then I'll probably get out of here. You just need, if you're in Tornado Alley in the next couple of days, you just kind of need to be. Let's go to this one here. This is KETV. I don't know where this is.
880, because this is the split where this is Interstate 80, and then this is 880 that comes and eventually comes down to where I-29. So my apologies here. This is northwestern Pottawatomie County here, but crossed the interstate, which again there is 880.
So this is Iowa here. Another tornado warning. This is going to expire at 6:15.
But very near BB Town, and we're showing the debris still showing up here. And
See, this blue is actually a debris field. It shows up on the radar. You know, when you have roof tiles flying and branches and, you know, tree limbs flying, they call that the debris field. So that actually shows up on radar sometimes, and that's the dark blues here.
Again, the velocity still looks like there is the turning occurring right over that location. And then the reflectivity, this is what you normally look at with radar. You see the hook in here. So this is heavier rain wrapping around lighter rain where it's lifting up there. There's another cell just to the east, and that's the one that has the tornado warning out for central Pottawatomie County.
Good for you, Dandy. That's awesome that you moved out of there. I'd love it. You know, I'd be chasing all these storms myself.
And that, you know, we followed that earlier. Let me look at the live velocity there. It still looks like there's something right over here, southeast of Underwood. Here's the velocity. It doesn't look as great, but there's a good couplet that crossed crossed Highway 92. There's Trainer, but heading up just to the east.
There's like a little bend here. Whenever you see that little tiny, it's almost like a half circle here or quarter circle here. That's feeding in here. And there's usually some sort of a rotation trying to, it's almost like a turn here.
East of Underwood. And let's see if we've got anything. Doesn't appear, maybe there's a little debris in there, but you know, obviously the one up here that we've been following has had it for a longer period of time. If I just go back a little bit and let's see if there was anything here. Quick, that was the tornado. And
people forget that tornadoes themselves are like a freak of nature. It's not like, you're going to walk outside and see a tornado every day. It takes a lot of elements and a lot of different circumstances to form a tornado. So it's almost like a freak accident in weather. So you need a lot of things to come together to produce those things. But whenever you have lower level land here, Gulf moisture, and fronts that move across the country, it's possible.
And it doesn't appear like we have, yeah, it still may be there, but it doesn't appear that the debris is showing up. So we do have a good area of rotation with this one still, and they're still saying the confirmed tornado on it. But we know for sure that this one is crossing into Harrison County, and they've extended the tornado warning here up into Harrison County, and that goes until 6:45, as Luke was mentioning. And then here's the correlation coefficient. There's the debris. This is just, pardon me, very near BD Town right now. Little spot of debris right here. And very good couplet where we have green toward red away. The colors aren't as intense as they once were. If you recall earlier on, we had something like 130 or 40 miles an hour of rotational velocity. Here now we've got more like 60 miles of rotational velocity. So it's not perhaps.
It'll pick up again, tomorrow. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. I just wanted to come on quick. If you're in a tornado, let's give me a second. I'll pull that up. Actually, I'll just go to this one here. Let me share this, and then I'll get out of here. Stop that. Because Tornado Alley's gotten a little bit bigger over the last 20 years or so. It's not usually it was just kind of confined to central United States, but it's pushing a little bit more east here. So if you're in this block of the country right now, because you got high pressure to the east, so nothing's going to happen here until probably Saturday night, Sunday morning. This is all going to push east, but it bumps into this cold weather here, and it's not going to be all that great. But if you're in this zone here over the next day or so, this is where you really want to buckle up here. This is going to be a problem. But anyways, thank you all for coming in. If things get worse, I'll probably come on maybe tomorrow. But keep your ears peeled to your radio. It's always good if you're in that area to have like a battery-powered radio, which people don't have anymore. Years ago, people used to have battery-powered radios because the internet. I mean, obviously, if you're going to lose power, it's not good. So. Thank you all for coming in. Charlotte, Dandy, Mexi, thank you very much. Marv was in here. Marv's awesome. Go check out Beyond the Evidence. She's great. Everybody stay safe. It's going to be a weird couple of days here. And like I said, everybody have a good night and stay safe. Thank you, guys.